Hi 2G, I am going to walk you through the reading and writing work for the week. It is a book talk that you are doing, and it is one-in-one. So reading and writing are together this week. They're not separate. What it is called The Chef is In. In this final unit, you will get to serve up a book through a book talk. Have fun talking about your book. You're going to follow an outline below that I am going to show you. So you're going to be selecting a book of your choice. It's either going to be a book you've already read or a new book to read. It can be from Epic, it can be from Raz-Kids, or it can be a book you have in hand. Any book that you want to do. And then you're going to either choose a fiction or nonfiction book talk. So if you're doing a fiction book, you're most likely doing the fiction book talk, and then if you're doing a nonfiction book, you're going to be doing a nonfiction book, correct? So there's going to be two options that you can do. One option is going to be a cheeseburger fiction book talk. The second option is going to be a pizza nonfiction book talk. And that doesn't mean your topic or your book is about cheeseburgers or pizza. It's just how you're going to lay out your book talk. So your book can be over anything that you want to do. Or there's a third option. If you would like to create your own meal to serve, be creative, you can make a salad, an ice cream sundae, tacos, cookies, etc. And you're just going to be following the format in one of the other projects. So you're going to be either filling out your same ideas in the nonfiction elements chart or the fiction elements document. And these book talks, they can be electronic or made by hand using paper or materials. Remember, you're going to want to revise and edit your work. This is your final project, so make it your best effort, okay? I'm just going to go and show you the layout so you understand better and talk you through what they look like. So if you chose to do a fiction book, or you're reading a fiction book that you're going to do your book talk over, you might do the cheeseburger book talk. So the objective is this cheeseburger book project is designed so that each layer of the cheeseburger is a layer of information about your book. You can make an electronic cheeseburger or you can make one out of paper. The creativity is up to you. And I will show you the project example at the end. So there are 12 steps to follow. Each step can stand for a day of reading practice. The layers of this book talk include the top bun, which is going to be your title and your author, the onion layer, which is going to be your main characters, the lettuce layer, which is going to be your setting, tomato layer is going to be the plot of your book talk, the cheese layer is the conclusion, the solution to your problem, the ketchup or mustard is the big idea of the story, so the moral or the lesson, just like we talked a lot about last week and the week before. And the meat layer is going to be your book opinion, so your opinion over the book you read, what you thought about it. And the bottom bun is going to be a drawing of a part of the book or a character. So you're going to be doing all of these things, and they're all going to come based off of the book you chose to work with or read. I've created a weekly schedule layout that you can follow along with as well, and I will pull that up. I don't see it showing up here. Not quite sure why. So let me see if I can get that up for us. Thank you for being patient. Let's see. I'm going to see if I can get that up so we can take a look at it. Here we go. All right. So here is the schedule that can go with it. So this week on Monday, if you're doing the fiction book selection, again, this goes with cheeseburger. And nonfiction is going to be the same thing. The chart is just going to be flipped in the schedule for nonfiction, and I'll show you that too. So your fiction book selection, on Monday you can choose your book that's your independent reading level. Again, you can choose your book from any of the websites we use, or if you have it with you, you have to read the book. And while you're reading, you want to think about the elements of fiction we have learned this year, like the characters, setting, so where the story takes place, the plot, which is what's happening in the story, the problem and solution. So I'm going to show you the chart where you're going to be taking notes of all of the information you're finding. So when you go to put together your cheeseburger fiction book talk, you'll have all your information there for you. So here is the second grade fiction student response page. And what you're going to do is you're going to complete each box below. You can use the outline to take notes of your story to use for your book talk. You could also cut and copy and paste your work right into the project once you've revised and edited your writing. So you're going to come up with the title and the author. You're going to describe the main characters, including their traits, motivations, and feelings. Were there any other characters you thought were memorable and why? You're going to describe the setting, the problems in the story, how the problem was solved. Sequence the most important events. So this is going to help you explain the plot. When you sequence the most important events, that means you put them in order of how they happened. You're also going to be determining the big idea or the moral of the story or the lesson. What did the main character learn in this book? You're going to retell the story's beginning, middle, and end and include the moral and lesson learned. And your book opinion. Remember, this is where you're going to be recommending the book to someone maybe. Would you recommend it to someone? Why? Would you not recommend it? Why? What you thought of the book. Make sure you tell us. All right, so that is what the fiction student response page looks like that you're going to want to fill out why you're reading your book all week, okay? So Tuesday, you're going to start completing it. Remember, you're going to go back into your text so you can support your ideas with evidence like always. This is kind of like your first draft. You can make sure you have complete sentences and your spelling is correct. You can share your work with someone that you can help you make sure it sounds right. Reread your answers to yourself. Also make sure that you're giving as much information as possible. You want your book talk to share everything you learned as you read, okay? Wednesday, you're going to want to start creating the cheeseburger. You're going to create the onion layer, which we said was the main characters. Remember to use the notes document you filled out to complete each section. Then you're going to create the lettuce layer, the setting. So remember, use that notes again. The setting is where the story takes place. Thursday, you can create your tomato layer where you talk about the plot of the story. Friday, you can create your cheese layer, which is the conclusion with the solution to the problem. And that will wrap you up for week 7. For week 8, you're going to continue this. So this time you might create the ketchup or mustard layer. And that's where you put the big idea of the story, the moral or the lesson. Then Tuesday you can create the meat layer, which is your book opinion, what you thought about the book. Wednesday you can create the bottom bun. So this can be a drawing of a part of the book or a character. You can also create the top bun, which is your title, your author, and the name page. Thursday you're going to check to make sure you have everything you needed. Go back through each layer of your cheeseburger book talk and make sure and double check your work. And then lastly, Friday, you can share your book talk with 3 people. Ask them to give you some feedback about your book talk, okay? So that lays out everything you can do for week 7 and week 8 with your fiction book talk if you chose to do a fiction book. It's going to look like a cheeseburger. So let's take a look at what the project example would look like so we can see. It's a little small. Let me see if I can zoom in for us. So see how each part has of their chart is in here. So they have their top bun where it says Mercy Watson to the Rescue by Kate DiCamillo, and it says who it's by, who created it. Then they have all of the layers. We see the onion layer and the lettuce layer, the cheese, the tomato, whoops, sorry about that, the meat, and the bottom bun is where you want to give that opinion. So they put on here, I love this book. To learn why, turn it over. So they must have needed more room. So they wrote why they loved it on the back. So this is an example of what your cheeseburger fiction book talk could look like. And if you follow along with that chart and the filling out of the notes page that you're provided, you will be able to create this, okay? So that would be what you were doing if you did fiction. All right, here we're going to take a look at nonfiction now. So nonfiction is a pizza layout. And it's loading, but we're going to take a look at it. It's so similar to cheeseburger, but this is what you're doing if you did a nonfiction book or you chose a nonfiction book for your book talk. If it will load for us. Let's see, let's try it again. There we go. So This pizza book talk is going to be designed so that each slice of the pizza is another piece of information about the book. Again, you can make an electronic pizza or you can make one out of paper. The creativity is up to you. There are 12 steps to follow. So things that are going to be in your book talk will be the pizza box. You're going to create the pizza box with the author, main idea, your name, and an illustration or a picture to represent your book. Slice 1 is going to be your topic 1, your main idea and details. Slice 2 will be your topic 2. Your main idea and details. Slice 3 will be your topic 3 with main idea and details. Slice 4 is where you can ask questions. Slice 5 will be your text features. Slice 6 will be book connections. And then lastly, a dipping sauce, which is going to be your author's purpose. And so I'm going to take you through that schedule layout, which is what you would do day by day if you're doing the nonfiction pizza book talk. So Monday, just like before, is going to be that book selection where you might choose your book from Epic or Raz-Kids or a book you have at home. You want to read that book, and while you're reading, you're going to fill out all of the nonfiction elements. So throughout the week, you're going to be completing a second grade nonfiction elements document, and I'm going to show you what that looks like. While you're going through that, you can fill out one section and then make that part of the pizza, and then the next day, same thing, fill out that one section, then make that part of the pizza. So here is what it looks like, and you're going to complete each box below, and it will be an outline for you to use your notes to get ready to make your pizza. So you have a spot for your title and author, then you have an area where you explain the main idea of each topic and the supporting details. So you want to include at least 3 topics, or you can include as many as you want. Remember, just like in nonfiction, pick out 3 big topics from the book. So you might do a topic 1 with the main idea and details, topic 2 with the main idea and details, and topic 3 with the main idea and details. Just like when you were writing your letter last week for the environment, you had 3 topics with details within them, right? Another slice of the pizza is where you're going to ask 5 questions that you still have about your book. So you're going to have to brainstorm 5 questions that you still want answered. Another slice is going to be list 5 different text features. Describe how the text feature supports your main idea. Examples, remember bolded words, headings, table of contents, photographs, captions, charts. Those are all examples of text features. Another slice of the pizza, describe the connection between ideas within the text. Example, the different types of geckos all have a few things in common. They all blank, though only 2 of them blank. So you're just explaining the connection between different ideas you heard through your book. You're also going to identify the author's purpose. What did the author want the reader to learn about? And then a book opinion. Would you recommend this book to someone else? Why? So those are all parts of the nonfiction element sheet that you will fill out that will help you create your pizza. So Wednesday, you can start creating the pizza. You might create the pizza box. So this is going to be the author, the main idea, your name, an illustration or photo to represent the book you read. Thursday, you can start to create slice 1, so topic 1, the main idea and the details, and you can start to create slice 2, a second topic you want to talk about from your nonfiction book you read, the main idea and details. Friday, you'll do slice 3 of your pizza, where you'll create another main idea and details from your nonfiction book you read. Slice 4 is going to be week 8, so Monday, the 11th, you're going to ask 5 questions that you still have about your book. Remember, if you've already filled out most of this on your elements chart, you can go use that worksheet and start your pizza slice, or you can do it day by day. Maybe you haven't done the 5 questions and you're coming up with them now as a rough draft, and then you're going to make the pizza slice to go with it. So asking 5 questions you still have about your book. Slice 5, you can create 2 where you're going to list 5 different text features and describe how the text features support the main idea. Slice 6 is Tuesday, when you're going to describe the connection between ideas within the text. Wednesday, you're going to create that dipping sauce. So identify the author's purpose. What did the author want the reader to learn about? And then on Thursday, check over, make sure you have everything you need. Go back through each step and double check your work. And then lastly, on Friday, you can share your book talk with 3 people. Ask them to give you feedback on your book talk. So let's take a look at some of the samples of what these could look like if you're doing the pizza nonfiction book talk. Let's try again. It's taking a minute to load. There we go. All right, so this is just a little example right here, but here's their pizza they created out of materials at home, and when you lift each slice, that's when you see the information that was included there. And I laid out all those pizza slices before for you, so what they should be. Let's look at sample 2. And remember, your pizza can be digital, so made on the computer or a tablet, or it can be made out of materials at home. So here's another example of one. See, they have all the slices in there and what each slice means. So the questions, the main ideas, the author's purpose, the text features, they have all that included, and they actually put theirs in a real pizza box. But again, if you don't want to do that, you do not have to at all. And then the last example this one's taking a minute to load for us. Let's see. There we go. All right, this one's a little upside down, but that's okay. So this one says title, What is a Plant? It has the author, the main idea, and what goes with it. So this is the top of their box they're showing. So the pizza box top, where it has the title, the author, the main idea. Up here it has who it's by. And the book they read was What is a Plant? So I think you guys are going to have a lot of fun with this book talk unit. So remember, you don't have to do fiction and nonfiction. You're just choosing one. You're either doing a fiction book talk or a nonfiction book talk. Or remember, you can also create your own. If you decide, I want to create my own, that's an option 3. You can create your own meal to serve and be creative. Maybe you're going to do a salad or an ice cream sundae. So just remember, if you're doing an ice cream sundae, you're just including all of those parts, either nonfiction elements or fiction elements, one or the other. If you guys have any questions, please let me know. I'd be happy to help. I know it's a lot, but just take it one step at a time. I can't wait to see how creative you all are and read all about your fiction or nonfiction books.